What's the so-called benefits of space exploration? Improving healthcare, apparently, protecting our planet and our environment, creating scientific and technical jobs, improving our day-to-day lives, enhancing safety on Earth, making scientific discoveries, sparking youth's interest in science, cooperating with other countries around the world. Okay, there's some of the so-called benefits from space. I particularly like this one, improving our day-to-day lives. Bear with me. So this is why I'm confused. If space exploration is about improving our day-to-day lives, and of course NASA, I'm talking about the main pantomime players here, gets 63 million a day now with their new increase in budget for 2021. So NASA gets $63 million a day, and of course one of the big points is supposedly improving our day-to-day lives. Which I find it bizarre that when I look at America, the home of NASA, and I look at the poverty rate, it would seem it's exactly the opposite. And the reason why so many are suffering, it would seem, is because of space. Look at the poverty rate in America right now. 13.7%. That converts, believe it or not, to 46 million Americans on the poverty line right now, close to being homeless. Add to that over 500,000 Americans currently living on the street homeless. So you've got 46 million suffering on the poverty line. You've got over 500,000 incredible hardship on the streets. And yet space at 63 million a day for NASA's budget is supposed to improve our day-to-day lives. So how does that work out if you can't even sort out your own country and your own people? NASA, you've got 46 million Americans on the breadline. You've got over 500,000 people homeless. So how does space help these people? It doesn't. It's quite the opposite. The money you're spending on space, which supposedly is improving our day-to-day lives, is actually making people, Americans' lives, miserable and worse. Why, NASA? If one of the main objectives of space is to make our lives better, why are so many Americans suffering as a result of the money that gets spent on space? Makes no sense whatsoever, particularly with what is shown. CGI, rocket launches, airfix models, space pantomime, hairspray fucking fetishes. It's just ridiculous. None of this, when you add discernment and logic, makes sense. How can space benefit the 46 million who are suffering in America right now and the over 500,000 are homeless? The only way space can benefit them is if the budget for space is used on them to help those people now. Forget about CGI for a year and firework displays. Put that aside and look after your own people. Stop being so hypocritical and pushing a narrative, one that is scientifically impossible anyway, i.e. heliocentric space, spacecraft and spheres flying around in a vacuum. Clearly ridiculous. And the so-called benefits are clearly ridiculous. On one hand you're saying we're going to spend 63 million a day to make our lives better here on Earth, yet you can't even look after your own people, NASA. 46 million on the breadline, over 500,000 living on the streets. Have a word with yourself, NASA. This has got beyond a joke.